Hello friends, this video on natural resources part 22 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So now that we are talking about the carbon cycle, it becomes very important to talk about this important effect called the greenhouse effect. Now, how is this greenhouse effect related to carbon or carbon dioxide for that matter? So we will understand that very gradually. First, let's try to see what is this effect. Greenhouse. It is not a greenhouse where by looking at the name you might think that this is a house which is green in color. So it is definitely not a greenhouse, but it is an effect that maintains the temperature within the earth. So some time back I was telling you that the atmosphere acts as a blanket and therefore it helps the earth to maintain its right temperature. So continuing from there, I'll tell you that how exactly the temperature inside the earth is maintained. So of course atmosphere plays a very important role. How? Because it helps to maintain a balance between the incoming radiation and the outgoing radiation from the earth, because the radiation coming from the sun to the earth. So all the radiation that is coming inside the earth and the radiation which is going out of the earth. So a balance is strike between both of these, and that is where greenhouse effect comes into picture. So greenhouse effect is the name given to the phenomenon in which the earth's surface is warmed up due to incoming radiation through the atmosphere. So basically it is that phenomenon where the temperature inside the earth is getting increased. So we keep the temperature inside the earth warm enough. Now, what exactly happens? So you see here, this is the sun and this is the earth. So let us draw it here, maybe that would be better. So let's say this is the sun and somewhere here you have the earth. So the sun is far away, so I have drawn it small. So this would be the incoming radiation from the sun. So this incoming radiation so source of radiation is the sun, and about 70% of the incoming solar radiation is absorbed by the land, ocean and atmosphere on the earth. Now what happens when the solar radiation is absorbed by all of these? They heat up, right? So the land absorbs the solar radiation and it heats up. The water bodies absorb the solar radiation, they get heated up. So when they heat up, they release heat in the form of infrared radiation, which passes out through the atmosphere into space. So like this would be the infrared radiation which might want to pass out through the atmosphere back into the space. So basically what is entering is incoming radiation and what's going out is the outgoing radiation. So incoming radiation is the solar radiation, outgoing radiation is the infrared radiation which is emitted by hot objects. So all the objects inside the earth became hot because of the solar radiation, and since they became hot, they gave out infrared radiation. So that should be the normal scenario. Now what is happening is, now there are certain gases which we call as the greenhouse gases. So these greenhouse gases are present somewhere here at the atmosphere, and the greenhouse gases, they tend to absorb and re-emit the infrared radiation. That means the greenhouse gases are somewhere here, and these greenhouse gases do not allow all the outgoing radiation to actually go out. They absorb quite a few of the infrared radiation and re-emit them back within the earth. So what is happening due to the presence of these greenhouse gases? So due to the presence of these gases, the net incoming is a lot more than the net outgoing, because here from this side also incoming radiation is coming inside the earth, and here also some part of the outgoing infrared radiation is coming back into the earth. So the net incoming is more than the net outgoing. So therefore what will happen? So more radiation is coming inside the earth. So that means the temperature inside the earth is more. So basically the earth's surface is warmed up. So why this warming happened? This warming happened because of the greenhouse gases, and this effect is known as greenhouse effect, by which the earth's surface is warmed up. Now do you think that warming up the earth's surface is not a good thing? No, not really. That's because that's needed, because that is the appropriate temperature in which the living organisms can comfortably live. So that is why purposefully we are trying to increase the temperature of the earth's surface. So that is greenhouse effect. So let us So let us try to understand the concept of greenhouse effect with the help of this analogy. So we will take the example of a piggy bank. So here, this is you, and this is the piggy bank where you save your money. Right? So this is our first scenario where we see that you have a piggy bank like this where you just keep depositing the money. So whenever you have some extra money, you put it into the piggy bank. So this piggy bank is such that you are able to enter money inside it, but you are not able to take the money out whenever you want, because you see it doesn't have any system from where you can take out the money. So you can take out the money only at once when you break the piggy bank, right? So this is our first scenario. There is a second scenario where you do not have a piggy bank, you just have a box like this where you put your money. So this time you can put your money whenever you want, and you can also take out the money whenever you want. So these are two different scenarios. Now let us try to relate it to what we have seen just now. So let us say that you are nothing but the sun. So you represent sun and the piggy bank represent the earth. So in the first scenario, what is happening? The radiations from the sun, which is nothing but the money, so that is entering into the earth, but there is no way that the radiations can come out. So in that case, what will happen? All the solar radiations will remain inside the earth. So much of solar radiation inside the earth will make it very, very hot. So in this case, what will happen? The earth will become too hot because too much of radiation, too much of incoming radiation, and there is no outgoing radiation. So too much of heat inside the earth. So the temperature will increase too much. Now in this scenario, what will happen? Now solar radiation will enter, so there would be incoming radiation, but at the same time there would be outgoing radiation also. So in this case, if you are putting money inside the box, at the same rate almost you are also taking out your money from the box. So as a result, there is no money inside the box. So in this case, what is going to happen? In this case, whatever solar radiation enters the earth, the same amount of radiation goes out of the earth. So as a result, in this case, the temperature becomes quite cold. So if you look at the entire overall temperature of the earth, so the temperature is quite cold in this case. Now let us look at an intermediate case. So in the intermediate case, you have a piggy bank, but this time you have a lock and key feature in the piggy bank. That means with a key, you can open the lock, and that's how you can open the piggy bank only when there is an urgent need. So in this case, what happens? You are able to save your money, but at the same time, during emergency, you are able to take out some money. So this is what the scenario of atmosphere is. So the lock and key is like the atmosphere. So this time you have an atmosphere which kind of regulates the right temperature inside the earth. So there is some incoming radiation, but this time there is some outgoing radiation, but that doesn't mean that all the incoming radiation is equal to the outgoing radiation. In this case, the outgoing radiation is lesser than that of the incoming radiation. So as a result, what will happen? The temperature inside the earth will keep it warm, not hot but warm. Now why is this happening? This is happening due to the presence of the atmosphere. Now to talk more precisely, what in the atmosphere is causing this to happen? The greenhouse gases. So the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere causes this greenhouse effect. So this entire phenomenon where certain gases in the atmosphere, they tend to reabsorb and re-emit the infrared radiation. Because of that only we see this greenhouse effect. So we will now talk about what are these greenhouse gases exactly.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.